G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, we're going to be checking out something. It's not some crazy new tech, it is just a bag. We're hiding behind a bunch of bags here on the bench, but what we're looking at is a new cheap bag from Real ACC, and it's a specific drone backpack. And I'm going to say to anybody out there, getting a backpack really is game-changing to how you interact with the hobby. I think it's one of the most important accessories you can get. We've had some really expensive ones. I'm going to link a little bag playlist up here. You know, we've had the Hive, which was a couple of $100 bucks. I'm going to take these off the bench, it'll make it easier. And for me, that one, it was good, but more for like people who are on some serious treks and that sort of stuff. You can watch my full review in that little playlist. And then we had coming down in the range, this one right here. Now this is my bag that I use all the time. I've used this one for years. It's held up really, really well. This is the multi-star bag, but you can see it is absolutely huge. It is very big, very bulky, but it does suit my purposes as well, because I understand, look, I've got a lot more stuff to take out when I'm filming, things like speed guns, all that sort of stuff. So this bag does hold a lot for me. And then coming down the range, we've got these two little bags right here. Now this one, I'll link all these bags in the description down below if you want to go check them out as well. This one was at the other end of the spectrum, and I remember when I first bought this bag, I think it was like 3 years ago or something, I'm still using it to this day. That's how important backpacks are. And this one, it was like $15 or something. And look, the quality, it's not the best whatsoever. Mine's held up really, really well. Like I think I used this last week when I went for a skate with Cal. We'd had our drones on our bag, went for a little skate, then did a little fly. This thing, it does that really, really well. But what I've got today, this is the Real ACC bag. I should take this chair out actually, because that doesn't come with it. This is the Real ACC bag, and the reason I like this one is look at its size. You know, when I'm using this small one, I find it's just a little bit too small when I want to go for a skate. I've got to pack really, really sensibly and sometimes a little bit light. This one right here, I love its size. To be honest, I think it's the perfect backpack size, and especially for most people out there. Yes, you're not going to be carrying a speed gun, all that sort of stuff, but this bag, what it does it well, and I hate to say it, but I might actually be making the switch as my main bag, and then just keep my speed gun on the side for those sort of extra days when I do need that. Now this is a bit of a special video for me because look, I'm all about getting people flying, enjoying the hobby, and these bags, backpacks, no matter which one you get, you know, backpacks make such a difference in how you get out, how you get flying, how you traverse. It's such a easy accessory that really improves our hobby. So what I'm going to do for you guys, massive shout out to my Patreon supporters, because I'm going to be giving one of these backpacks away. Big shout out to Banggood for sort of providing these prizes as well. One goes out to my Patreons, and without them I couldn't do this content. I couldn't be making daily videos. Like I think I've had one every single day this week, and that's for everybody to enjoy. But a huge shout out to my Patrons. So yeah, definitely this will be going out, not this one, but there'll be one going out to my Patrons and for my subscribers as well. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. I hassled Banggood a bit, and they're also going to give one out to our subscribers. So definitely check the official rules, comments, descriptions, all that sort of stuff down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, yada yada yada, hit the bell notification. But one of you subscribers as well is also going to be winning one of these bags, because we've got two to give away, one to my Patrons and one to my subscribers. So enough rambling here on the bench. What we're going to do, we're going to stick the FPV Racing Real ACC backpack on the bench, give it a quick squiz, show you how it comes. I'm going to show you how I've set up mine, because I think for its price, like the $70 mark, $60, $70 mark, it has a big market, and I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of it. So enough rambling, let's stick it on the bench, and then after that we'll take it out to the field. I'll show you what Grumpy Trev thinks of it, and also Crash this car. So let's get started and look at our backpack in 3, 2, 1. Right, so here it is on the bench. I have to zoom the camera right out. You can see usually that's where you see the filming on there, but we've zoomed right out to look at the whole bag. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at the outside, how it goes together, and then open up and show you how I've set mine up as well, and the bits that come with it. Now the first thing you're going to notice, this actually, it's sort of done in the 2 compartments way, which I think is very sort of fairly smart depending on how you're going to use it. So for me, what this is, what I like, when you open this up, inside this front part, you notice you don't have access to any of your drones or anything like that. The only thing you've got in here, and I really like that it comes with this feature for a budget bag. I'm kind of blown away. It doesn't come with these 2 screwdrivers, hex drivers, but it does come with this little tool set, and that simply slides in the front here. Then the pocket goes all the way down. You've got a couple of other little pockets as well. And probably what I'm also going to be doing is when I can track down a little tablet that I want to take to the field, this is where I'm going to be keeping that, because this is a very flat part of the bag. It goes in very nicely, and that's kind of it for the front, as well as this little part part here, this is where I keep my wallet or my phone. And then on the front, you've always got you can tell when it's a purpose-built drone because you want to have somewhere to actually put your drone. So if you're one of those people like me who puts their drones on the outside, you've got this little clip that comes with it up the top. It's pretty much just like a little dog collar anyway. That's what I used to use. And I think it's a really good solution, so you can simply clip your drone on like this, put the little buckle across, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Now, I don't think that's going to be coming apart anytime soon, but you could also, if you want to upgrade it, just go out and buy a bit of a more heavy-duty dog collar. And then I think this is kind of clever as well. You've got these two little parts here. Now, you can either thread it through your Velcro strap, or if you wanted to get some more little dog collars like this, you could attach them there, and they're really smartly placed where when you've got them clipped on here, you've actually still got enough room for two. You could have them closer, but there'd be no way you could put multiple drones on here. But where these three are, by the time you've got all three on here, they're actually going to fit just. So I think you wouldn't want to carry any more than 3 drones on the outside. Now, before we flip it over, look at the back. If we just look at the bits on the side, so this part, it's different on each side, which I think is good. You know, I'm going to keep a drink bottle or something in here. On this side, I really liked it because I could keep my chair in here, and I'm going to link one of these chairs down below as well. I don't know if it'll be this brand, but look, I really like this because you can put your chair in here, and then to stop it falling out, you've got this little clip as well. So I'm a big fan of that because that was something, this was always wobbling around, and if I'm going skating or something and I've got my chair on my back, I want to make sure all my gear's secured. Now we're going to flip it over, have a look at the back. See, it's got a lot of padding on here, some bits to clip around. I'm probably going to tuck those bits away actually, but you know, a lot of padding, and I've got to say it is very comfortable as well on your back. Get this drone out of the way, and then this is where it's a bit different. So if we open it up, you can see I've got all my kit in here. Now, of course, mine's going to be a bit different to yours because I carry a lot more stuff to the field. This one, the reason I'm excited about this bag is because I tried to pack this like this is my go-to, my bug-out bag when I can just grab this, get flying. I don't want to take my big bag everywhere. I don't want to take my speed gun. I don't want to take my spare goggles, my soldering iron. You know, I don't want to have to find a way to sort of hold on to Cal's riot shield, all that sort of stuff. I don't want that, and I know most of you pilots don't do that as well. So this is the perfect size bag, I think, for the everyday pilot who's just got one set of goggles, one radio, they want to put a couple of batteries in, a couple of drones, take it out, rip around. It's not too big and bulky and very, very portable. So you can see the way I've got mine set out is I've got some different compartments, and you can set this up any way you like. Interesting enough, I kind of set mine up, you know, without looking at the instructions online, and then when I had a look at some of the pictures, it looked very, very similar. So you get these little foam parts which simply you can sort of move them and adjust them to any size you like. They've got some little Velcro parts through here if you want to slide some little tools down or hold some other pieces in place. Inside mine, what I've got, and this part was very important, I've got my radio right here. Now, the QX7, I don't know how it would go if you had a larger, oh good, I've been looking for this battery. If you had a larger radio in here, maybe like the Special Edition Tyrannus or something, you would need to put it flat. But for the QX7, because it's that little bit smaller, it fits perfectly in here, and that means that's going to save me a lot of space as well. So if you put it down this end of the backpack, if you've got a QX7 or something like a Turnage Evolution, a smaller radio, definitely I do like it how it can fit vertically, because then you've got all this other room to play. Now you can see I put a drone at the front here. I've been flying some minis with this one, some little micros actually, that's why there's a lot of micro stuff in here. But if you did want to put a drone in here sideways, you would need to take the props off because it's not going to fit if you keep a drone on the inside, but that would be really good for traveling as well. I've got my little batteries. And then, you know, I've got a little filming piece right here. That's the jig I use for filming all the time in the field. More of these batteries. Okay, and then you can see if you were going to just do some 3 inches, which look, this is probably going to be what this bag is converted to, you know, my bug out bag when I go flying, like I mentioned, and keeping up some 3 inches in here, ready to rock and roll, stick it on my back when I go for a skate. It's not going to be too heavy or bulky. That's what it's all about. So for me, I'm going to be keeping a few of these in here. That one's the tiny, massive drone, I should say. Got my goggles in here, and you can see once you actually take some of the space out, things out, you actually have a lot of space. There's another one of those batteries. Alright, I'm making a huge mess here, but you can see I should just take everything out actually. That'll be better for you guys. Bear with me. There's actually a lot of space and a lot of room in here. Now I'm sure I could, if I wanted to, find some way to fit my speed gun in here, fit my spare soldering iron in here, fit my spare goggles, because there is a lot of room in this backpack. There's another one, significantly more than when I had my little $15 bag, but I like that. I like the size of this. Everything in here I think is great. So I'm a massive, massive fan of how it all goes together. Now I guess if we talk about the quality, you are kind of getting what you're paying for. Like these Velcro parts definitely don't feel as nice as on my Hive backpack or anything like that. So overall, the quality, I'm only going to give it a 7 out of 10, and you can't complain too much when you look at, for the price, a purpose-built drone bag versus some of the other costs out there. So any other bags that are specifically made for FPV are generally very, very expensive, you know, and especially that Hive backpack. And sometimes we'll have to, I'm not sure of the link down below, but check the multi-star one as well. This one, I think it's the first real backpack that does an amazing job, and it was also a great value. Now on the top here, what we've got, you know, 2 little pouches if you wanted to keep some tools or something like that. I don't know what you're going to keep in this part, you know. Drop your comments down below. What would you be keeping in here? And you also get a rain cover that you can put over it, and then you also get a little bag that these came in, but I don't really know what you'd be using that bit for. Now I guess a big one for me is the zipper quality and the stitching quality, and I'm going to give that, I feel like that is a little bit better. You can see it does zip up very, very nicely. This padding feels very nice. The stitching, I can't see any loose frays or anything like that. So I'm going to give it, well, it's a budget bag, so I guess I can't really complain too much. I'd probably say like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I think it's going to hold up very, very well. It looks very strong, especially versus that cheap bag, because that cheap bag, mine's lasted really well, but I know some other people in the community, they haven't had the best of luck with the $15 one. So that's it on the bench, the Real ACC FPV Racing Drone Backpack, and I just want to say, look, I don't think it's going to be replacing a lot of, if you've already got a Hive backpack, I don't think it's worth buying something like this. But for me, I really like this one. I like its size, and I think it's going to be my favorite sort of size to use most of the time when I don't need that speed gun and that extra stuff that I use for UAVfutures. But my everyday flying, I think they've nailed it when it comes to the size. Finally, we've got a backpack. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's got plenty of space and sort of has it in a very, very compact way. Anyway, but what we should do, enough rambling here, let's hand it over to Grumpy Trev, Crash Test Cal, and see what they think about the bag as well. Rightio DT for Devon Trevor. Grumpy Trev, what do you reckon of Real ACC's, I guess, $60, $70 backpack for FPV drones? Because we've got yours here, what you normally use, I don't know if that's in, yeah, you can see that with the lighting, but the Hive backpack.
Yeah, that's the Hive.
Do you like that?
Yeah, look, it's good, but someone has actually come out with a backpack now that's not overpriced.
Yep.
This thing, I can't believe, this is 68 bucks. Look, it's got plenty of room up here. You know, you put, I guess you put your props and stuff in there, or your wallet or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to put my wallet and phone in that one for sure.
Good, I'll know where to get it out of then. The room in here for some more stuff. Look, a little tool thing.
Yep.
Even put a laptop in there, I reckon. It's got another little thing here. I guess your laptop goes in there. Or
I would have gone through exactly what was in it on the bench anyway and how it goes together. But I guess, what's your impressions? What do you think about it? What advice would you have for someone who wants to get a backpack? How does it change the hobby? How does it having a backpack mean? What does it mean for you? You know, all that sort of stuff. We can open up this way.
Well, it really it opens up what you can do. Look, if you just want to hop on your bike, so to speak, and go for a bit of a play, look, there's enough room for a drone, even a camera to do videos. There's heaps of room in this thing, just as much as what's in the Hive pack.
And when you were testing it on, did you find it was relatively comfortable?
Yeah, very. Look, for the money, I don't think you can go wrong. It's really good value for money, and someone's done a great job of this.
All right, so I guess Grumpy Trev's rating out of 10. In terms of performance, it is just a backpack, but it does its job well. Yeah. Things like, you know, your one drone at the front, if you want to, you can clip some extra ones on there. Well, what about for value for money, I guess, for a bag?
Value for money, this is a 10.
Okay.
Absolutely, no ifs, no buts. You can't even buy a decent backpack.
Well, there's a really cheap one that I've done before. It was like 15. It wasn't purpose-built, though?
No, that was just a pretty... That was no padding. This has got padding in it and all. It's great for your gear. So, look, value for money, I don't think you can go wrong with this. It's chalk and cheese between the El Cheapo one, I think that was 25 bucks or something. That other one, this is 68, but it's purposely made, and they've done a great job. There's plenty of room for everything. Jeez. Take him.
I want to know, would you make the switch and use this over your Hive backpack?
Definitely.
Or you would?
Absolutely. Yep.
You prefer that more than the Hive? Because the price difference is very large. I think that one's a couple of hundred versus the 60, 70.
But
why would you prefer this one?
Oh, because it's not as complicated. This thing here, I really don't like where the transmitter goes in this. Other than that, it's fine. Look, it's a great idea, but it's a pain in the ass to get out. Where this is all built in. Just undo it once and that's it.
All right, nice. Okay, thanks, Trev.
Yeah, look, if you don't want to break the bank, you can't go wrong with it. 68 bucks. I mean, yeah.
Rightio, CTC. So you've popped over for a bit of lunch, and while you're here, I'm going to get your impressions on what you think about this backpack. My dog Charlie's over here having a bit of a snooze. But what do you reckon about the Real ACC? Well, I don't want to say budget bag, but I guess value bag. What are your first impressions and all that sort of stuff?
Well, first impressions is it's pretty good for the price, because you know it's a little bit like the the Hive backpack.
Yep. Oh, I should say too, what backpacks do you have? So at your place, if I went over to your place, how many backpacks and what do you have?
I have a multi-star backpack and
Yep.
I have the Hive as well.
Yep.
Oh, and I do have a little banggood packers, which I use for when I'm mobile on the mobile skateboard or
Yep.
electric skateboard
So it's
or whatever.
pretty much exactly the same as what I've got. Yours is a camo one. Anyway, back to this bag. But yep, go on.
So this is interesting because when you open it up, it's kind of reminiscent of the multi-star pack. It looks like a kind of a smaller version of it.
Is that a good thing? Do you
That,
think
that is a very good thing because the multi-star pack is fantastic. It's probably my favourite pack, really, to be honest with you.
So you prefer that over the Hive?
Yeah, I do a bit. It's a lot more usable and it fits more gear. It's got more depth to it. I've taken it overseas and used it before, and it's been great. I've been able to store batteries, everything I need to store in it.
Yep.
And this looks like it's going to accommodate just about everything as well. But like I said, it's reminiscent of the Hive in as much as it opens from the back side, which is not a bad thing.
What do you think about the space you've got in here and the depth? You can fit a radio in here. I can fit my QX7 up to that.
Yeah,
sort
well,
of
you're
stuff.
going to be able to, because of that depth, you're going to be able to fit anything in. You can put your radio in sideways, a normal Tyrannus or whatever, and you can put your goggles in up the top, and even you've got room for actual drone storage here because of the depth of the pack itself. So I've often stored drones inside my multi-star pack without too much of a problem. With the Hive pack, not so much. I just usually throw batteries in there and tools and everything else I need, but and store the drones on the outside of the pack. But this looks like you could accommodate some, especially something like a couple of 3-inch drones, no problem. You fit straight into here with all your gear, your batteries, everything probably. Something that kind of makes it usable and carves out a niche for it is its size, because this would be something I would cart along on an electric skateboard without too much problem.
Well, yeah, that's actually my plan. That's going to be what I want to use this one for. Yeah.
Whereas the multi-star pack and the Hive, I think, is probably a little bit of overkill when I'm out on the skateboard. So usually I've only got a couple of small quads with me, 3-inch quads or whatever, and or this would be a great solution for carrying that gear.
And what do you think about the price range for about the $60–70 mark?
Well, relative to the other backpacks, it's a steal, because the other backpacks can be quite expensive. Even the multi-star can be expensive. The Hive backpack is, I think, it's
That's a couple of $100.
couple of $100 bucks. So what's this? 60, 70 bucks or something like that. It's an absolute steal. You can't go wrong. I think the materials are good enough quality that's going to be fit for purpose. Yeah, look, where's mine? So,
All right. I guess we're running a giveaway, but I'm not going to let you win this. You can't win that. No. But what would you say? What's Cal's famous 4 words to sum up this value backpack?
I think this is a backpack worth having. Yeah.
That's more than 4 words, mate. Cal's, we need your famous 4 words.
I'm going to have a final summary from now on.
Okay.
Let's do away with 4 words. It's too restrictive. I've got insight to impart to our viewers.
We're still going to do the 4 words, and then you can have your final summary. All right. What's your 4 words, Cal?
Good little backpack.
Okay, now your final summary, just for you. This is the segment you wanted. This is Cal's segment. What do we got? Final summary.
Whether you're a beginner or you're seasoned in this hobby, I think this is gonna, be valuable to anybody. So, especially if you like to go mobile, maybe you've got a small car and you just like to have a couple of small drones handy. This is something that'll fit in your car quite easily. It's not as big and cumbersome as the other backpacks, and it's fit for purpose. So I'd give it a go. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Fantastic for that price. It's unreal.
Thanks, Cal.
Alrighty, so there it is. There's my real ACC FPV racing drone backpack review. I'll put the link down below, and also make sure go enter those competitions, whether you're a Patreon, whether you're a subscriber. Good luck, because I think this bag really does change people, how they interact with the hobby. Getting the right backpack is really, really important. And look, I use my backpacks every single day. But what do you guys think? Drop your comments down below. Massive shout out to Bangers for providing us those 2 extra prizes for you guys. And I think for the price, I understand if you want to get those really cheap ones like this cheap one here, or you might want to go a little bit more expensive ones, but for me, this one, it seems to be bang on the money. It's a purpose-built drone bag. It protects your components really well, and it's surprisingly roomy, and I'm really feeling like in the future, this size bag is going to be what I'm using more often than any of my others. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. Definitely subscribe for more FPV related content, and as always, happy flying!
What do you think, Charlie? Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAV Futures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.